Hello everyone and welcome back. So on day one, we got crystal clear on what we want in the next 10 years of our life. Yesterday on day two, we found our two biggest goals that we would like to work towards for the next 10 years. And today we're going to be linking motivation to the goal. Let's first look at what motivation actually is before we get into how to get it. Motivation is what drives you towards something even when things get challenging. Motivation is the reason you get up early to go to work, and it's the reason you stay up late to finish a project that you're really excited to finish. There's both positive and negative types of motivation. Negative motivation is when, for example, your boss threatens to fire you if you don't meet certain milestones. Then you're negatively motivated to push through so that you don't get fired. So you're running away from something. I like to focus on positive motivation, which is, for example, wanting to try really hard at work to get a promotion so that you're doing your dream career. As a life coach, my job is to get people to look forward. So I like to focus on positive motivation. So that's what I'll be working with in today's training. Focusing on positive motivation is much more inspiring and sustainable as you're moving towards something as opposed to running away from something you don't want. So really, motivation is having a reason to do something in order to get something. For example, you might not like the idea of waking up at 5 a.m, but if you're waking up at 5 a.m. to go to soccer training, which you absolutely love and you'd do anything to play soccer as much as possible, you will get out of bed at 5 a.m. because you really want to go play soccer. Passion, desire, and excitement are therefore the best forces of motivation. For example, I wanted to wake up at 5 a.m. for years, yet I could never get myself to do it. Why? Because I didn't have any reason to. I just wanted to because it looked like that's what successful people did and that was productive and it was just the right thing to do. Once I created really strong reasons to wake up at 5 a.m, I was able to build a habit, and now it is something I do on a consistent basis because I have a reason to wake up at 5 a.m. now. So to create this, you need to have really powerful reasons why you're doing something. If you don't know why you're doing something, you will not follow through with it. Your brain likes to conserve energy, so therefore if it can't find a reason to follow through with something, it's just not going to focus on it. So let's give your brain reasons to follow through with your goals. This is how our brain is wired. Reasons come first, answers come second, guys. This is really powerful. Don't worry about how you're going to do something or if you can do it. Let's focus on why you want it. If you have a strong enough reason to follow through with something, you will follow through. Otherwise, you'll quit. And that's not what we're about here. We want you to get to where you want to be. Do you ever remember a time where you really wanted something, maybe even as a child, and you did absolutely anything to get it? And did you get it? My bet is you did if you really wanted it. You overcame any obstacle that was in the way because you really wanted something. Even if it's as little as to have a sleepover with your friend or to buy a toy at the store that your mum wasn't letting you get. If you really want something, you will find a way. So if we attach strong emotional reasons to our goals, we will follow through. Emotions is the key word here. We need to link positive emotion to our goals and associate pain to not getting our goals. The reason this is so important is because at times things will be tough, especially when you set big goals like we are to get to where we really want to be in life, so we're making the most of our life. Things will be challenging, things will get in the way, and this is where motivation comes really handy because it will allow you to push through because you want that goal so badly. It doesn't matter what's in the way, you will find a way because those challenges will come. So the first step here is to find out why you want to achieve your goal. So why do you want to achieve your goal? Why is it so important to you that you achieve your goal? Why is it a must that you achieve your two goals? Not why should you achieve it or could you achieve it, why must you achieve it? I would like you to write down 10 reasons for each goal why you must achieve your goals. So altogether you have a minimum of 20 reasons why you must achieve your 2 goals. Pause the video, write them down, and then come back. Welcome back, well done. So now you should have 10 reasons at a minimum for each of your goals on why you must achieve them. Doesn't it feel powerful? You have all these meaningful reasons why you must achieve these 2 goals, which are the most important things in your life. Can't you see the list of all the benefits of getting to your 2 goals? Now we're going to do something a little bit different. I want you to now write 10 consequences of not achieving your goals. So 10 reasons for each of your goals. What will happen if you don't achieve your goals? What will that mean? What will that do? This is important because we're linking pleasure to achieving the goal and pain to not achieving the goal. So it's really important you answer both of these questions right now. This is not something we want to wait and do later. Life doesn't go on pause for us, guys. We have to take action now. Awesome, so now you should be done with those 2 steps. How does that make you feel? You've got all these consequences that will happen if you don't achieve your goal, and you have all these compelling reasons why you must achieve it. Doesn't it feel good? It's really important when you're working towards your goals and things are looking a little bit tough and you're struggling with the motivation and things are a little bit difficult, that you go back to your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? It's really important you're consciously aware. You know, we all do things for a reason. No one does something for no reason at all. Most people are just not aware about it. But to become crystal clear and super aware of why we're doing what we do, it'll help us so much when it comes to following through with our goals. If your why is strong enough, you will find a way to reach your goals. Remember, 92% of people do not achieve their goals. We are in the 8% group, and by following these steps that I have mentioned in the last couple of days, you will be so much more ahead of majority of people who do not achieve their goals. 92% of people miss this step. That is why it is so crucial that you follow this step. The best way to build motivation and momentum when things get tough are the following things I'm about to mention. I would highly recommend writing them down or typing them up so that you have them nearby, or you can always come back to this video and watch it again when you feel like you're losing motivation. The things I'm about to share with you have worked personally for me over the years of doing years and years of research on goal setting and what makes the difference between the person who does achieve their goal and doesn't, plus my own experience with my own goals. You can follow these things when things get tough, because remember, they will get tough. And by going back to these basic steps, you'll follow through as opposed to quitting. Never, ever give up on something that you can't go a single day without thinking about. My bet is that the 2 goals you have created are super powerful, and you'll know that from following these steps that you just created at least 10 reasons why it's a must, why it is so meaningful and important to you, and all the consequences that will happen from not doing it. That shows me that this goal is really important to you, and therefore it's not something you want to ever give up on. So the first thing I want to share with you guys is to start small. So many times I hear people going from, never doing exercise to suddenly being like, that's it, I'm gonna exercise 7 days a week for 2 hours a day. Do you know how many people follow through with that? A very, very small amount, because it's too much of a jump. It's not a good idea to go from 0 to 100. We need to go from 0 to 1 and slowly build our way up. We need to make it fun and easy and get those wins so that we follow through. We need to make this sustainable. Going from 0 to 100 is not sustainable. It freaks you out, and when you don't follow through, you think you're a failure, right? Have you ever experienced that? I know I have personally, multiple times. I went from 0 to 100 and I failed every single time. It wasn't until I started small and built my way up slowly that I was able to sustain this and reach my goals. So start small, guys. For example, if you're wanting to pick up meditating, don't set yourself a goal to meditate for 2 hours a day. Start with 1 minute and build up. That is honestly the most important tip I could give you right now. That is what has made the difference between the things I now do on a consistent daily basis as opposed to the things I don't do. I started small. Rome wasn't built in a day. Remember that. The next thing, which I'm sure you guys know from watching my training so far, is that never set more than 2 goals at once. Focus is power. It is so important that you stay focused. And the best way to stay focused is to have only a few things to focus on in the first place. If you're focusing on multiple things at once, it's going to be very hard to put 100% of your energy into all of those things. You'll burn yourself out. So when we only have 2 goals, there's so much less we need to focus on, and therefore it's more sustainable. And this is a 10-year goal, right? We need it to be sustainable. We don't want to suffer for the next 10 years. If you're ever struggling with motivation, go back to why you're doing it in the first place. Print your goal out and hang it up on your wall, in front of your desk, or on your fridge, or in your car. Put it somewhere that you will see it consistently and you're reminded of your 2 goals so that you start focusing on it more. This is really important, that you become ultra aware of what you're working towards every single day. Sometimes you need to just start. I've had times where I've lacked motivation and I was procrastinating and I wasn't sure why. I tried everything in the book to fix it. I tried to do this whole list of things, and the only thing that worked in that moment was just to start, even though things felt messy and uncomfortable and I wasn't sure and I was changing my mind all the time. It's just because there was a lot of uncertainty coming, because I was actually starting to succeed. I was actually starting to do well, and so my brain started to freak out because it was uncomfortable and it was new and it was different, that I thought that something was wrong and I had to change something and all of that. It wasn't until I just accepted that nothing was fixing the feeling I was having and I just needed to continue working towards my goal, and I immediately felt better. I can't stress that enough, how powerful that was, to just start. Before you're ready, before it feels good, just start. Even if it's the smallest action, like reading your goal, setting one task to do for the day, just start. Often people say that starting is the hardest part, and I really do believe that. Celebrate every win you get. Don't wait till in 10 years' time to celebrate all your hard work. Celebrate every milestone. It becomes exciting. You have something to look forward to, and you build momentum when things are going well and you feel like you're winning. So make it easy for you to win. If you don't celebrate the small things and get excited by the small milestones, you'll never feel good, because the thing is that life is all about progress. Life is about the journey. For most of our life, we're on the journey. Only a very small part of our life is reaching an end goal or result. And often when we reach that result, we only want more. So it's so important we enjoy the entire process, not just waiting for this end golden result. If you can enjoy the process, you'll have an amazing 10 years. If you're telling yourself you can't be happy until you get that result that's 10 years away, you'll have a miserable 10 years. That's not what we want. It won't make the goal worth it if you're not going to enjoy the journey. Get a coach for accountability and support. Who says you have to do your goals on your own, guys? That is incredibly difficult. One of the best investments I ever made was in myself, getting a coach. I have a coach and I am a coach. It's a huge reason why I wanted to become a coach in the first place, because it changed my life so dramatically. The reason I'm here doing this right now is not something I would have done without having a coach. Having a coach keeps you accountable. They help you to understand why you're doing what you're doing and what you can do to get out of difficult times or when you're stuck in the process of getting towards your goal. It fast tracks things because they have the experience and they know what it is you're doing. They can see from an outside lens what is holding you back, and they help you unlock that so that nothing is holding you back. And when nothing's holding you back, you achieve your goals. A lot of the time, when motivation and all of those things aren't the problem, it's because there's something holding you back and you aren't aware what it is. Usually it's a limiting belief, and as a coach, I work one-on-one with people every single day and work out what is limiting them, what is stopping them, and together we create a way to break that away so that they can just move forward towards their goals. So if achieving your goals is really important to you, then investing in a coach is worth it. It is worth every dollar if it means you get what you want in 10 years' time. 80% of success is just showing up. So if you just show up to a coach, you're already in the momentum. You've paid to be there, so you're going to show up, and therefore you get results because you're talking about your goals, you're talking about what you want, you're talking about where you are to where you want to be, and everything in between. Doing this work on a weekly basis will move you forward towards your goals at a faster rate than if you were on your own, having to figure out everything step by step on your own. Mark your progress with milestones. This is exciting, guys, to track your progress. It makes it fun. If you have things to work towards little by little, it gets very, very exciting. So I highly recommend marking your progress. We get so caught up in life that sometimes we forget how fast time's really gone by. By marking your progress and looking at all those milestones, you start to really be in the present moment and take it all in day by day, and you'll remember so much clearly in 10 years' time all the work and effort and all the little milestones you went through to get to where you are. That's it for day 3, guys. I really hope that was very powerful. Please make sure you followed all the steps, and once you have, I can't wait to see you in tomorrow's video for day 4.